Once again, my name is Deepti Jan Miller, and I work at the University of Louisville School of Public Health and Information Sciences as the Director of Student Recruitment. My role here is to help prospective students come in, apply for our programs, and assist them throughout the process. So once you are applying or once you are done applying, you're more than welcome to get in touch with me for more information, anything that would come along that you might have questions regarding applications, requirements, documentation. So along with me, I have two staff members with me today. One is Medina Aslan and Brian Mathis. So I would request them to come on screen and introduce themselves. Let's start with Medina.
Hi, everyone. My name is Medina. I am the student recruiter for School of Public Health and Information Sciences. And I'm really excited. If you ever have any questions, please feel free to contact me as well.
Thank you. Brian?
Hello, my name is Brian Mathis. I'm the Masters of Public Health Program Coordinator, and I'm also assisting as interim coordinator for the Masters of Science and Health Administration. Nice to meet you all.
Thank you. So we'll start here with a quick presentation on our programs, and then we'll also take questions. And as I said, you can mention your questions in the chat box or also raise your hands, unmute, and start your ask your question directly. Okay, so the University of Louisville School of Public Health and Information Sciences has been widely recognized, and recently we have been also ranked for our program, specifically the health management program. We are under 50 for both our public health as well as our health management programs, as per the US News and World Report ranking for 2026. Our school is located in downtown Louisville, which is also known as MedLou now, which means we are surrounded by University of Louisville School of Medicine, School of Dentistry, School of Nursing, as well as the University Hospital is situated there, along with many other healthcare facilities and healthcare institutions and organizations as well. So when you are joining University of Louisville School of Public Health, you will be surrounded by select institutions and organizations where you can pursue your career as well in future. Today, we will be talking mostly about our 3 online master's program that we have, which is Master's in Biostatistics, Master's in Epidemiology, and Master's in Healthcare Administration. All these degree programs are offered 100% online, asynchronous classes, so you don't have to worry about being tied up to a schedule. They are all offered part-time as well as full-time, and they are certified by CEF, which is Council of Education for Public Health, and our MS in Health Administration program is accredited by CAHME as well, which is Commission on Accreditation for Healthcare Management Education. Let's dive deeper into our MS in Biostats program. So the MS in Biostats program is really interesting. It is a 30 credit hour program. And even if you do it online, students can easily complete this program. It is as short as 3 semesters. So it's very flexible, very convenient to finish. It will be teaching all details of statistical calculations using tools like SAR, R, calculus, and all, which can help you use those tools not only in healthcare, but outside field as well. Excuse me, sorry, I have a bad cold. When we talk about the admissions requirement, they are very general. You have to apply through our online graduate application website. We have an application fee. You will apply with your official college transcript, statement of purpose, 2 letters of recommendations. And yes, please note that for the MS in Biostatistics, we have prerequisite courses required. That is, you should have at least college level calculus. Now let's move into our Master's in Epidemiology program. As Master's in Biostats, Epidemiology is also a 30 credit hour program, very flexible, 15-week course format. And for this, what we need along with the application documents is college algebra or higher, or at least college level maths that should be shown in your transcript. Please note that AP credits are not accepted. About the MS in Health Administration program, this is a little lengthier, so it's 43 credit hours. That's why the tuition has been flexible, has been lowered down to 530 per credit hour, so that it's not a big burden. And then for this, we require some kind of work experience. I know that our website depicts that someone should have at least 5 years of professional experience to apply to this program, but we are working on the admissions requirement for that. So most probably starting this fall, that admissions requirement will no longer be required, but there will be some other requirement. For example, completing an internship or another experience along with the program. For this program, there is an additional requirement, which is an interview with our Health Management and System Sciences Health Leadership Committee. This is not to judge you or to see, to judge your application. This is just to understand your understanding of the program, giving you an opportunity to ask questions, as well as learning your future career and your future goals in terms of the program and career. Along with our master's degree program, we also offer some online professional public health certificate programs. These are all graduate level certificate programs. So if you are still deciding about whether you should do a master's or not, or you are still at a phase where you think that I want to know whether this program or this field would be appropriate or not, this is a really good stepping stone. So for example, if you want to get into biostats, but not committed directly into a master's, you can start with a biostats certificate program as well. Or if you think that your academic background lacks any kind of statistical or mathematical background that is required for the master's program, then you can start with the certificate, get help from the math tool that we offer during the summer, and then proceed to the master's later. We also offer a public health training certificate, which is a pathway to our master's in public health program. And we have 3 programs in healthcare management, healthcare financial management, healthcare management certificate, as well as healthcare quality and project management certificates. If you are ready to apply, this is the QR code. This will lead you to our application portal, so you can start here and start your application. These are our contact details. If you have any questions along the way for application or before that, feel free to reach out to us. You can also book a one-to-one virtual meeting with us using the QR code on the screen. I have tried to keep the presentation as sweet as simple because we want you to ask your questions directly so that we can answer here all the doubts that you may have or anything more in detail that you would like to know about the program. So right here, I am going to stop and see if there are any questions in the chat box. Okay, we have the first question here. Hi there, for the Masters in Biostats program, with the program using an alternative to a traditional thesis, have you noticed any issues with biostats grad students moving on to doctoral programs? My ultimate goal is a PhD or a DRPH program in Epi or biostats. Thank you. Really good question. And, this is really helpful because yes, many of our students, and when I say many, approximately 92, more than that person, probably more than 90% of our students wish to do a PhD later on after a master's, and they do get into the program as well. Excuse me. So yes, we have seen many students doing a master's in biostats and proceeding into a PhD, either at our university or a different university. So that would not be a problem at all. Any other questions? Okay, there's one more. For the graduate certificate program, is there any chance an epidemiology certificate will be available in the future? Again, I would love to see that, in our list of programs, because I have received that question a couple of times already. So we will definitely take this feedback again to the Department of Epidemiology, but currently I do not see any certificate in epidemiology going on. Um, if you want to start with a graduate certificate, the other alternative that I can say is to start with a public health training certificate, which is basically 4 courses: introduction to all the 4 departments of public health, that is EPI, biostats, health policy, as well as health promotion and behavioral sciences. That can be like a starting point. It may not lead you directly into a master's in EPI, but it can be a good stepping stone or a good certificate to put on your resume. I hope that helps. But thank you. I'll definitely take this to the department. Okay, next question is for the MS in Biostats. For letters of recommendation, is there a preference to get recommendation from professional versus academic references? I'm asking as someone who has been out of undergrad for 4 years. Again, great question. No, there is no such preferences. It could be a mix of recommendation. You can take one from faculty, one from your workplace. And if you have been out of your college for a long time and it's hard to reach to your faculty, which I totally understand, it's great to take it from your current supervisor or your past supervisor. That's not an issue at all. Okay, next question after that is about the major difference between the biostats and the epidemiology program. So when we distinguish between the biostats and the EPI program, biostats focuses more on statistical tools, using high-end tools and calculation methodology to analyze data, and that data could be from any field. So that's why we say that the biostats field is so interdisciplinary that you can use that technique or tool sets even at different industry once you graduate. For example, typically they use a lot of SAS, our statistical software programs. When we talk about epidemiology uses calculations, yes, some statistical tools, but they limit all that to population health. So yes, you will be doing analytical, data analytical work in EPI as well, but it will be more of like, I would say combining data analytics, biology, and then doing more on population health research. I hope that makes sense. The other best way of differentiating them would also be looking at the course curriculum also of those programs. So we can share after this virtual meeting, we can share the program links directly with you all so that you can look at the course curriculum and see the differentiation on what kind of courses you will be taking in both the programs. I hope that helps. Okay. Next question is, what does a weekly load hourly commitment of coursework looks like for MS in EPI? So the MS in EPI program is, excuse me. Sorry, had to sneeze there. Okay, the MS in EPI program is a 30 credit hour program. So when we say 30 credit hour program, it's typically 10 courses altogether. Let me quickly confirm, make sure. Yes, it's 10 courses altogether. So typically what happens is if you are doing it full time, you can take up to 4 courses per semester. Per semester can be a full semester where you are doing a course for 8 weeks, or for 16 weeks, or it could be half semester, 8 weeks. So depending on how many courses you are taking, your coursework, load depends on that. I can share my experience. I have also done an online program recently, and my total number of credit hours were also 30. I did it part-time, so I was taking 2 courses per semester, and it was very easy to do it. with a full-time job. So if you are someone working full-time job, I would say stick to a part-time, and then you can definitely change in between. If you think that part-time is really easy and you can take up more courses, you can definitely switch to taking more courses in the next semester. Start with part-time, or if you are not doing anything right now, you can start full-time with the program, and later if you get involved somewhere, you can definitely switch back to part-time as well. Okay, the next question we have here is, what are the differences, if any, in application requirement for the graduate certificates versus the master's program? So there's no big difference, and I'm gonna take a break here, and I'll let Brian take over. I really need to take a break to explain what is the major difference between the application for a certificate as versus to a master's.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Thank you.
So for the certificate in like public health training, that is going to require, like Deepti said, it's all very similar. It's just some things require a little more. So for the certificate, and I know we'll drop the links in chat later, but I'll just go ahead and drop the certificate right now. The standard is the graduate application, transcripts, resume. We only require 2 letters of recommendation for the public health training certificate, and of course the application fee. Now for international students, if English was not your primary language, we would need either TOEFL, IELTS scores, or Duolingo. Um, and then for, say, like the Masters of Health, the MSHA program, you're gonna, I think we already covered a little bit about it, but there is like an interview portion to it because we want to make sure it's a good fit for you as well as the department. And their GRE is required for like for biostats and stuff like that, since that is very quantitatively heavy. Hope that answered that question. I thought I saw another one.
Okay, I'll quickly jump in here. Thank
Okay,
you, Brian.
of
Yeah,
course.
so that's the major difference. We don't have any such differences for application. The portal is the same. You go to the online application, you will just select the certificate instead of the master's, and vice versa. The basic requirement changes would be for the certificate. We might not need that many letter of recommendations and GREs, as Brian said. But right now, even for the masters, we do not have a GRE requirement, for biostatistics. So basically, it's the same. The only difference is while we are reviewing your application for a MS program, we want to make sure and ensure that you have a strong calculus background, mathematical background in your academic transcripts. Whereas in your certificate program, we are not looking at that, because we can also offer you math tool that you can take before you start the certificate. Also, there's one more differentiating point, which is your GPA. If you are getting into the master's program, we are looking at an average GPA of 3.2, but if you are taking a biostats, we are taking an average of 2.75. So those are the basic differences. Okay, and the next question is, how would the schedule look if I do a certificate in biostat part-time? So if you take a program part-time, you are doing 2 courses per semester. So for example, the Biostat certificate program has total 5 courses that you need to do, of 3 credit hours each. So per semester, if you're taking 2, then it will be 1, 2, 2.5 semesters. So you will probably be finishing your degree within a year if you're also taking summer classes. And if you are someone who do not have a background in math, and as I mentioned earlier, and also thinking about taking math tools, then you will actually start in summer. So you will take math tool in summer semester, then you will start your certificate in fall, and you will graduate in the next coming spring. Okay, the next question is about program start. So I graduate in December. Does the program only start in the fall? Yes, all our programs, they start only in the fall. So unfortunately, you'll have to wait for the next intake. Okay, there's a follow-up question about the MS and EPI course load. Is minimum time to finish 13 months if I'm full-time, or is there potential to complete it quicker? Honestly, right now, there's no potential to complete it quicker. In the future, they may be, because the courses are offered during certain semester and there are some prerequisites required. So for example, you have course A, B, and C. Before you take course C, you have to complete course A and B. So that's why the time duration has been mentioned like that. But in future, things keeps on changing. Once you're enrolled, maybe the requirement might change, the curriculum might change. At that time, you will be informed, and if possible, if you're able to take any additional courses, you should be able to take that. Okay, and okay, there's one thing. I apologize. I think I missed your answer to this while I was typing another question. As long as we have the calculus and stats requirement completed for biostats, we do not need the GRE. Is that correct? Yes, you do not need the GRE. That's correct. Can you complete a certification and at a later point opt in for a master's, either in biostats or EPI? Yes, if you do a certificate in biostatistics, you can easily transfer into a master's in biostats. With some terms and conditions. So the terms and conditions is that you should successfully finish your certificate with a GPA of at least 3.2, and you should be recommended by the faculty for the master's program. So that's not that should I think someone's mic is on, so if you can please mute yourself. Okay, so if you're completing a certificate in biostats, moving to biostats is not that difficult. If you're talking about EPI, that's a different department. So if you're doing a certificate in biostats and then trying to move into a master's in EPI, that will be a completely different department, different application, and your courses might also not get transferred. So it will be a completely new start. Excuse me. Okay. If we apply for the certificate, would we need to reapply for the master's program after completion, or can we continue on with the required coursework for the master's? Great question. We definitely need a new application. So once you finish your certificate program and you're ready to apply to the master's, you will go all over again and apply through our online application portal. The good thing is that you might not have to upload all the requirements of all the documents again. For example, your transcript should already be there. Your resume should be there unless you want to update it. What you need would be additional letter of recommendations that are required, or anything extra that you might have not submitted before. Okay, let's see any more questions. I see thank you. So thank you for that. Would you recommend doing the math tool before Biostats MS if it has been a number of years since taking college calculus? So math tool is something which the faculties recommend. So if you want to brush up your college calculus, you can definitely talk to a faculty and see if they recommend you for math tool. Otherwise, if we see it in your transcript, we basically do not ask you to retake it. So to answer this, Natasha, what I would say is you can reach out to me directly, and if you want, please share a copy of your transcript and I can check with the faculty and get back to you and see if they recommend you to take a math tool or not. I hope that helps. Okay. How many of letter of recommendations needed for the grad certificate application biostatistics? So for the biostatistic program, let's see, we need 2 letters of recommendations written within the past 12 months. If I do certificate and a master's in biostats, all as part-time, how long? 3 semester in certificate and okay, that's a great question. So if you do a certificate in biostats, certificate is a part of the Masters of Biostats. So that doesn't mean that you will finish the certificate and start all over in the Biostat Masters program. So when you're all finishing your certificate, you're already halfway for your Masters. So that means altogether you will be doing all that in just under 2 years if you're doing it full time. Does it make sense? To clarify this, I can also share the course link for both the program, certificate and biostats, and you can see that the courses overlap. So for example, when you are doing a certificate in biostatistics, your coursework include biostatistical methods 1, biostatistical method 2, introduction to statistical computing, categorical data analysis, and all these courses are also applicable to your master's. So when you finish this in your certificate, you will not repeat that in your master's, and you will just do the remaining courses.
Sorry, as a part-time, if I do everything as a part-time.
Yes, so if you're doing everything as a part-time, your 3 semester in certificates, and I would say another 2 to 3 semesters in masters.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so next question is coursework for biostats grad certificate on top of full-time job realistic? What is approx hours per week for classwork each semester? So the good thing about all our online programs are they're all asynchronous classes. They are pre-recorded most of the time, and whenever there is a class required, you are informed beforehand. So if you are a working professional, it becomes very easy for you to manage your schedule accordingly. When you are doing a biostats grad certificate program, you will be doing, I would say, 6 credit hours a semester. A semester is approximately 16 weeks. So in 16 weeks, you are doing 6 credit hours, which pertains to approximately spending, and I'm going back to my master's and thinking how much time I spend per week for classwork. I spend approximately, I would say, anywhere around 6 to 10 hours, depending on courses per week. So that's what I spend. But again, my degree was completely different. It was not biostats, so it could be different. To get a very genuine answer on this, what I can do is I can connect you with our director of the program for the biostats program, and they can give you a very good estimate of, how your coursework will look like and how much work you will have per week. I hope that answers. And let me note down your name so I know that I need to follow up with you about your coursework. Okay. Any other questions? Wow, this feels good. This feels like a rapid fire round. Thank you, Medina. We have our coursework from MS Biostats there, and if you can also add the coursework for the certificate, that will be really helpful. And you can also anytime unmute yourself and ask your question directly. You don't have to type in the chat box if you don't feel like. Okay, for the Epi and Biostest program, how are final projects typically performed? Are we using data sets provided by the program? So As far as I know, most of the time the data sets are provided by the program. And I can talk about biostats more here because biostats also have the Department of Bioinformatics and Biostats at the University of Louisville also has a statistical consulting unit which runs under the department. And what they do is they provide consultations to external organizations or even organizations inside U of L who are looking for data analytical work. So that way we do have a lot of data sets where students can work on. Same goes with with EPI. The Department of Epidemiology strongly works with the Division of Infectious Diseases, the Environment Institute at the University of Louisville. So they do have a lot of data sets which students can work on. I hope that answers. And if any one of you would like to talk to any of our current students who are currently doing EPI or biostats or health administration program, feel free to write an email to me and I'll be happy to connect you so that you can ask them directly about their experiences. How did they do in their courses, how much coursework they were taking, whether it was flexible or not, and also about, the final projects as well. So I'll be happy to do that. During the summer, could we take courses for other than the math tool? Again, as of now, I'm not very sure that Biostats offers summer classes, but I can check. Same goes for EPI, but sometimes if there are classes offered and it changes every year, that will be informed to students. Okay. What are the postgraduate for biostat certificate path for recent couple years? Good question. So again, I would say more than 90% of our graduate certificate postgraduate students continue with the master's because that's a really good pathway to get into the master's and also see whether the certificate, whether the biostats field is for you or not. So we have seen them really well transitioning into the master's program. And our certificate program is also very popular among young professionals who are already working but have to, they need something to upskill themselves or move within the same organization. So they have been taking a lot of our Biostat certificate program. Honestly, we have not seen someone who is a fresh college graduate doing a biostat certificate and directly getting into a job because they really want to finish a master's. So they typically get into a master's degree. I hope that explains. So I would say those who are getting into a master's are those who do not have work experience or directly coming out of college. And people who are having experience or are working, they typically do it to upskill it within their own organization or adding something to their resume. And maybe in future looking for a master's. Okay, for the postgraduate path for MS Biostats is really great. We have seen our students not only get into healthcare field, but they have also got into so many other industries. We have seen them in insurance companies. We have seen them in data analytical work. For example, the department works very closely with the Department of Mathematics here at the university. The department also works very closely with the SPHIS School of Engineering. So that way we have seen our postgraduate students going everywhere, not only in healthcare field, but using those statistical tools in analyzing work or data in other companies as well, groups as well. Let me see if I can pull out some of our graduates so we can share that with you. see. I'm going to share the department link with you. It provides you information about our recent graduates. We have some testimonials as well. So you should be able to see what are they doing and how the online program helps them. So we also have some video testimonials. They are good to know, so good to listen to. So here's the link for that. And I must tell you that biostatistics is a very highly paid industry. Whenever I see our students go anywhere, I have not seen them getting into a low paying job. They have always been rewarded pretty well. Okay. Any other questions? I see a lot of questions for EPI and biostats. Is anyone here interested in the health administration program? Okay, so this has been great. Thank you everyone for your questions. We are still here, and if you are ready to apply for fall 2026, we sometimes also offer application fee waiver. So just reach out to me whenever you're ready. I can see if we have some waivers available so that we can waive off your application fee for fall 2026. But we will be happy to do that whenever you're ready. I would again say those waivers are first come, first serve. So whenever you're ready, please reach out to me as soon as possible. My email address is deepti.jen@louisville.edu. I'm going to write that in the chat box one more time. Okay, there's one more question about career support. So the university has have a centralized department for career support, which helps students and our graduates as well to link with industry, similar industry, as well as network. And not only that, many of our faculties at our programs are also working professionals, and they do research or project work with several other organizations around Louisville or even outside Louisville. So that way you will definitely get a lot of recommendations and networking opportunities when you are a student here. So yes, to answer your question, we do provide a lot of support for your career search and connect you wherever possible. Our faculties are also known for writing letter of recommendations whenever you're ready to apply for any jobs. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, this has been great. I appreciate you all taking out time on a Wednesday afternoon and joining us. I know some of you are international students here or international, from joining us from international locations. So this might be really late for you or early for you. So feel free to hop off. This was the information that we wanted to share today. You have our contact details. Get in touch with us. And if you still have any more questions, you are feel free to hang in here and ask your questions. We will be here for next 10 more minutes to see if you have any follow-up questions. Thank you, and I'm gonna stop recording the session here.